Okay, today we're going to draw the forest habitat where the squirrel lives. So in a forest habitat, we read that typically there is some kind of water source, and it could be a stream, could be a river, could be a little pond. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some water, and I'm just going to draw some water kind of down here at the bottom of this habitat box. So as I go, I'm just going to draw some water, almost like little waves. And then I'm going to add a few little details by just adding some flowing water. This is supposed to make it look like it's flowing. Okay, and I'm just going to add a couple more. And eventually I'll add some color to this, and that'll help make it look a little bit more like water as well. Okay, maybe some swirls over here. And one that's coming up like right here. Okay. Then I think what I'm going to do is add maybe just some rocks here. I'm going to do a rock here. I'm going to color that in with my pencil. I'm going to do another rock or two over here. Okay, so there's my water. I'm going to color everything after I'm done with my pencil. So I'm going to add just a few more rocks along the shore. So maybe a rock here and here. Another rock over here. Okay, maybe a couple over here. There we go. So there's my rocks. Now, when you go to the forest, you're not only going to find trees, but you're also going to find a lot of bushes. So I'm going to make a little bush right here, and I'm just going to do some branches that are fanning out like that. And then I think on top of my branches, I'm just going to do some V's. And this might be a bush where berries grow, or some other kind of fruit that the squirrels like to collect from, or other animals. I think I'll do another little bush right here, kind of the same one, just quick and easy. And then I'll just do little V's going down, and I can add some color to this later to make it look a little bit better. Right now with the pencil, I'm kind of doing the bare bones, and so then I'll go back and I will add extra color detail in the end. I'm just going to draw some grass marks along the shore here. Maybe a couple more over here, a couple over here. There's lots of different nature that you're going to find in the forest, just everywhere, kind of sprouting up off the ground, moss on the rocks, grass, just lots of sticks that have fallen on the ground too. Okay, so now I think I'm going to draw some trees. So I'm going to start with maybe a tree trunk right here. Okay, so here's my tree trunk. And I'll have this be some sort of like pine or fir tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to do a point like the top, and then I'm just going to go like this and just do zigzag. And then I'm going to do the same thing down below. And I'm going to make this look kind of like a layered tree. So then I'm going to do another layer coming down. Doesn't have to be perfect. Another layer coming down. And another layer coming down. All right. Oh, Bodhi's here to say hi. All right, Bodhi, no. Bodhi, no. Bodhi, no. Ah. Okay. I think I'm going to do another tree maybe over here. So I'm going to start with my trunk. And then again, I'm just going to kind of do layered parts of my tree starting at the top and then work my way down. And I'll just keep going until my tree meets my trunk. Okay, I think over here I'm going to do a different kind of tree. There are all sorts of trees that you find in the forest. So this tree is going to have some branches that are going up here, and then I'll do some little branches going off those as well. Oh, Bodhi, no. Bodhi, no. No. All right, I apologize. I have a little kitten who likes to get into everything. So I'm going to continue just doing some thicker branches with some little ones going off to the side. Maybe one more right here. Okay, make some of these a little thicker, connect them to the trunk. Okay, maybe one more kind of sticking off this way. And we know that squirrels love to make their nests up in the trees. They like to be high up in the branches. They also like to store their acorns in little holes in the trees. Let's see, I think I might just do an actual tree stump right here. So I'm gonna do just a stump because a lot of animals use dead trees or stumps or sticks that have fallen off the trees as part of their homes. Okay, so now let's see here. I just want to make sure I do trees just kind of everywhere. I think in the background I'll just do lots of trees kind of fading off in the distance. When I do my color over these with my crayons, the forest will look a little bit more layered. So this is just kind of like my pencil scratch marks, and I'll add some color to make this look a little better later. It's almost like they're in the background in the distance, so they're a little fuzzier. The ones that you see up close, you see a little more clear. Okay, I might add some more bushes around here. Some little bushes there. I might add maybe another tree over here. Maybe this one will be a little taller and it'll kind of flare out. All right, and I'm just kind of drawing some branches, yada yada, like that. A few more little bushes, maybe some taller type of like grassy type bushes. Okay, maybe some more grass at the bottom of these tree trunks. All right, so when you start to think about how you're going to color this, you're going to want to have lots of different colors of greens because there's all sorts of greens that you're going to see in the forest, and lots of maybe some blue colors, some yellows, and I like just to kind of blend all these things together. So I'm just going to get all sorts of colors out. Now, when I think of the forest, I think of cool colors, which would be like purples and blues and browns, kind of nature colors. I'm not going to grab pinks or anything like that unless I'm doing like a specific flower or maybe one of the bushes, okay? So let's see. I think I have a couple more greens. I should have pulled out all my nature colors ahead of time, sorry. Okay, so here's my greens. What I like to do when I start coloring in some of my trees is I like to just kind of do parts of the side of the trees, and then I'll do like a different green on this side, so it's almost like the sun is kind of shining through. So if you think of the sun, it's kind of shining through the forest, you are going to see like some yellows or maybe a little bit of orange. So I'm thinking my sun's going to be up at the top right here where you can't see it, and the forest has so much in it that the sun just kind of peeks its way through every once in a while. So I'm just going to draw a few rays of sunshine coming down through here. Okay, so then I think on the other side of my tree, I'm going to do a lighter green because this is kind of where the sun would hit it if it did. And then I'll just add a little bit more of the darker, blend it in together. And it doesn't need to be perfect at all. So some of these bushes here and the grass, I might just kind of go over kind of lightly with my green. Different colors of green. Some of these bushes here might be kind of like an orangier color. So I think what I'll do is I'll just kind of like take my crayon and just add like a little bit of detail, a little bit of color, almost like extra branches that are coming off that aren't the pencil mark. Okay, and then for this water, what I might do is I might go over some of the lines with a darker blue like this, and then go back in and kind of fill in some of the rest of the water with a purpley or a different color of blue and kind of blend them all together. I always say the more, whoops, you know, this happens to me all the time, not a big deal. I just use half crayons all the time. So I might just start coloring in with different colors of blue and mix them all together. And I think that just makes it look a little bit more like water that you would see, because water isn't always just the same color. You see different parts that are shining with the sun, different parts that are deeper. If it's moving, it might look kind of different too. So I'm going to go through and color that. I might take my brown, which already broke in half, and do a little shoreline here with some brown, because the forest ground is not all green. Sometimes you'll see some brown dirt in there, or even some trees that don't have a lot of leaves on them if the season's changing. So I might just do some of these that are just brown and there's no leaves on them at all. If you want to add some flowers, you can. You can think about what season you want, because in the springtime in the forest, a lot of times you will find a lot of flowers, so you'll see more colors. That's one of the really cool things about the forest is, depending on the season, you see all sorts of different things. It changes a lot. So again, I'm just going to kind of go through and do different greens and color this all in. I don't really want to have any white space. You might see a little bit of blue sky peeking through at the top. I might do a little bit of that. So I'm going to continue, and I'm just going to go through and I'm going to continue kind of coloring things in, and I'm going to try and do different shades of color to make some look lighter, some look darker, depending where the sun's hitting. One thing I love to do, and you know what, I don't think I have my white crayon. Oh, I do. Good. Okay, sometimes I love to do this when I'm using crayons, and if you want to do colored pencil, you can too. I just don't happen to have any colored pencils right now. But if you take a white crayon or a white colored pencil and you go over some of the work that you did, it blends it together. Do you see how that kind of blended together? I can do that with my water too. When it starts to blend together, it just, I don't know, I like the look of it. It just kind of makes it look like it's all flowing together. I can do the same thing with my trees too. It just stretches some of the color into that white space. I might need my brown, and I might want to color in my trunks a little bit. So I'm just going to keep coloring until I have no white space left. There's really no wrong way to color or draw a forest because there's just so much going on. So you're just going to fill this all in the best you can. I'm not going to add any critters in my forest, but if you wanted to add some, you could. And have fun.